If you do not mind, then appreciate my efforts by subscribing to my channel. Thank you very much in advance.
Mariupol, Kharkiv, Mykolaiv. These large Ukrainian cities have been brought to collapse. Such a fate awaits every major city. Against the backdrop of the coming cold weather, Ukraine is plunging into a humanitarian catastrophe. This is a war of annihilation. Russian missiles destroy the thermal power plants that supply heat and electricity to the homes of civilians. But the successful debut of the IRIS-T SLM anti-aircraft systems gives hope for salvation. Now you will learn about the work of the latest IRIS-T SLM, which is not in service with any country in the world, even in Germany. At the same time, we will tell you what changes await the missile defense system in Europe and probably the United States. At the beginning of the war, the destruction rate of Russian missiles was only 10%. After 8 months, the air defense forces of Ukraine shoot down from 50 to 60% of the targets. Therefore, the Russians changed tactics. A target for Russian missiles became civilian critical infrastructure. Now, for the anti-air defenses of Ukraine, it is necessary to protect not only military facilities, but also the energy systems of the country. Air defense efficiency should be increased to at least 80%. According to the initial plans, the IRIS-T SLM air defense systems were to arrive in Ukraine in 2023. But another massive rocket attack on Ukrainian cities changed the delivery schedule. In early October, the total number of launched long-range missiles reached 100 to 150 per day. Therefore, the first battery of anti-aircraft missile systems, SAM IRIS-T SLM, arrived in Ukraine much earlier, already in the first 10 days of October. The IRIS-T SLM air defense system is capable of hitting helicopters, aircraft, as well as cruise, anti-ship, anti-radar, and other types of missiles. The complex includes 1. Launcher for 8 missiles. 2. Radar installation. 3. Command post. The battery control center can be located up to 12.5 miles from the launchers. Each element of the complex is based on a separate wheeled chassis of a MAN truck. At the request of the customer, the complex can be based on any chassis. However, wheeled air defense systems have better mobility. Under conditions of intensive hunting for air defense systems, this is an important characteristic. The IRIS-T SLM air defense system uses modified missiles that were originally intended to arm combat aircraft. The maximum range of the hit target reaches 25 miles, interception height 12.5 miles. The missile operates on a fire-and-forget basis. The version of the missile for the IRIS-T SLM air defense system has a combined targeting method. After launch, the missile is brought to the target area by inertial or radio command systems. And when the missile enters the attack course, a highly sensitive infrared seeker is activated. This approach is especially effective against an aircraft because the missile operates autonomously without the participation of ground-based radar. If there is no irradiation of the ground station, then the airborne heat trap release system of the aircraft does not work. But the main feature of the IRIS-T SLM is its ultra-sensitive radar. The complex is equipped with a TR-ML4D radar, which detects an aircraft at a distance of 155 miles. Target acquisition occurs at a distance of 75 miles. Note that the TR-ML4D is capable of tracking more than 1.5 thousand targets in real time. Usually, an ultra-sensitive radar gives a lot of background noise, decoys. But thanks to the recognition and classification of objects by type, false targets do not interfere with correct operation. The radar simply screens them out. The IRIS-T SLM air defense system is capable of simultaneously tracking and destroying several objects at once. The complex can receive data on targets from other radars, as well as transmit the coordinates of objects to other participants in the missile defense system. This is a very important ability, because the German military had concerns about whether Western air defense and missile defense of the NATO standard could successfully integrate into the Ukrainian defense system. The fact is that earlier, Ukraine was supplied mainly with portable or mobile air defense systems such as Stinger or Starstreak. We talked about these systems in one of our videos. They do not require integration into a common system. It is enough to maintain communication between the combat crew and the commander, so as not to accidentally destroy your aircraft with friendly fire. The only one-time delivery of a large S-300 air defense system took place in April. Slovakia handed it over to Ukraine, but the S-300 is a Soviet system. The same air defense systems are in service with Ukraine, so there were no problems with integration. The delivery of the IRIS-T SLM air defense system is the first step in building a new air defense system in Ukraine. This was stated by the Minister of Defense of the country, Rezhnikov, and President Zelensky himself.